Hey everybody, I am back today with this month's cut of the month. Look at how gorgeous this is. I am going to pair this cut file with my brand newly curated spring kit. So I went ahead and backed the entire cut file, and then I actually added some stickles accents to make it super sparkly and awesome. Decided I really liked the teal across the bottom of this pattern paper, what would technically be the branding strip. So I'm going to leave that branding strip on and I just cut a bit of the top off. So again, we're going to work with a printed patterned background today. And by leaving that branding strip on, I have been able now to have a nice color palette already chosen for me from that pattern paper. And by leaving the branding strip on, I've added a bit of a grounding to this layout. And I'm actually going to reinforce that grounding strip across the bottom as I continue to work on my layout. For my photos, I'm going to go ahead and mat them on some of the pattern papers that I used to back my cut file with. I will hopefully remember to add a link to the video where I talk about how I back a cut file in all the different colors. And I did add crystal stickles to my flower for some extra shimmer and shine. I know you can't really see it in the video, and I forgot to turn my camera on when I did it. So, but you'll see it for sure in the close-ups, and it's super simple to do. Just put the stickles over areas of the cut file. I loved how these photos looked with a yellow background. I felt like it contrasted. It really brought your attention to the photos. So let's talk about my photos while I mat them. My photos today are two photos of Miss Ella at her very first Disney on Ice. My sister took her and sent me all kinds of adorable pictures, and she told me about this show for the next 2 weeks every time I saw her. So I really wanted to go ahead and scrapbook these adorable, cute little photos that my sister sent me. I do have some journaling that I want to put onto this layout. Mostly, I want to just journal about how, I wasn't able to go to the show with her, but she made a point of telling me all about it, for days and days and weeks afterwards when I saw her. She, FaceTimed me and showed me the things that she got at the show and everything. So I know she really loved it. And that's kind of my part of the story that I want to tell to go with these photos. So for my journaling spot up here, I just used a pre-printed card, trimmed it down a little bit, and then added my own yellow border. Again, for that contrast, I really like all these purple and pink patterns and colors, and I like how they look with my photos, but I also don't want my photos or my journaling box to blend into the background. So by adding that kind of pop of yellow around my photos and my journaling spot, I'm kind of bringing the focus back to those elements. Say that you could not add any other embellishments to this layout. You could literally just have the journaling box, the backed cut file, the photos, the background pattern paper, and be done. I am a firm believer in more, so I'm going to add some more embellishments because more, but you wouldn't have to. This particular page design and layout with the cut file would be stunning just the way it is. I went through my spring stash kit and pulled out a couple of elements I really wanted to add to this layout. So I wanted to kind of reinforce that strip across the bottom and add a little bit more color to that bottom piece of my pattern paper. So I grabbed this border sticker. This is part of my spring kit, so this is an older collection from Bella Boulevard. It's actually a wedding collection, but I'm going to use a couple stickers from it on this layout, and I think it turned out really good. I thought about popping the cut file up with some foam tape, but in the end, I didn't think it would make a lot of difference. I didn't think it would really... I didn't think it would accent anything. Sometimes it does, but for this particular layout, I just kind of felt like it was perfectly fine just right on the page. And then I also, if I had popped up the cut file, I would have had to also pop up my photos. And so I just decided to go ahead and pop it right down onto the layout. I did grab a couple elements from the die cut pack. So I think I just grabbed that cotton candy because I knew she had cotton candy when she went to the show, because she told me. And so I felt like the little cotton candy, this was like one of those things where like I would probably never use it again. So let's use it now. I'm going to start to put my journaling box down, but then I remember in a minute or two that I really wanted to add a border or something behind my journaling box for some extra interest. I'm going to end up pulling that up. I'm also going to go ahead and use a couple of these fun little vellum hearts that were part of my kit. So I had put them in there, and they're old. They're quite an older product, and I just decided I was using them on this layout. I felt that they worked really good. And the cut file has that really big, bold floral piece. And I wanted to accent the floral piece, but I have an issue with flowers. So the flowers in my kit the flowers that are in my kit don't match the flower that's there on the cut file. Like, it's a completely different style of flower. And I'm not a fan of mixing my styles of flowers. I'd love to know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Do you mix and match styles of flowers? Like, some look more realistic, some look more watercolored, or do you like all your flowers to be the same style on a layout? I'm really the girl that likes all the flowers to be the same style on the layout, so I decided we wouldn't have any other flowers except for the one on the cut file, and I would just go ahead and grab a different icon for the rest of the page. So this is where I decided I wanted some borders. And the first one I put down, it was like a washi sticker, and it just blended right in. And I'm like, that's not going to work. So then I went to the 12 by 12 sticker sheet, and underneath that washi piece, I added this scalloped border, which actually worked out. It wasn't necessarily what I had planned, but it worked out really well because there's the scallop across the bottom. So it went together nicely, and then I could go ahead and add the journaling spot right down on top of those borders. So part of what I'm focused on and trying to do as I embellish this page is I want to make sure that some of the icons and colors that are on my page don't show up just once. I want to make sure that everything is balanced, that there isn't a color or icon that kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. So at the bottom of that journaling box, I added the month and year that these photos were taken, and then I added a little circle that had a little circle sticker that had another cotton candy on it, so that the cotton candy is in at least 2 places. I also have these vellum hearts, and I'm going to make sure that I have those in a couple spots around my layout. And then the leaves from the cut file are green, and I added stickles to the leaves, so now they're green and glittery. And I wanted to make sure I added just a little tiny pop of green to the bottom of that layout, just to make sure we have it there. The only thing that I will say doesn't repeat itself with regard to elements is there's only that one camera sticker that I placed inside the heart of the cut file. And I decided I was okay with it. I thought about adding another camera somewhere, but then I would need to add a third because it would bug me that there wasn't 3. I don't know. I didn't feel like I needed it. So I just added the one little camera in the heart and moved on. And that might have something to do with the fact that it's inside the heart and there are hearts everywhere on this layout. So you don't feel like the camera is out of place because it is inside the heart. And here are all of the pretty close-ups. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday and that you aren't getting too wet. We have had some flooding. We've also had a tree come down, but we seem to be over the worst of it now. Talk to you all again very soon. Bye.